Hey, cutie pies. I am Lanickia. You are watching Let's Talk Soaps with Lanickia podcast. Episode 6, Always Be My Baby. All right, guys. Today is Wednesday, August the 9th, 2023. Thank you so much for joining me. Whatever time you may be watching this. Thank you so much for taking the time out. Don't forget to hit that like button. I don't monetize the podcast, so if you could just support me by hitting the like button, leaving a comment, and sharing wherever you share. Much appreciated. All right, guys, let's get into the podcast today. You know I love to drop some music, so let's start it off, and then we'll get into Always Be My Baby. Everyone falls in love sometimes. Sometimes it's wrong, and sometimes it's right. For every win, someone must fail. But there comes a point when we excel. Yeah, yeah. Say, shoot, 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 baby. Shoot, 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 shoot. All you gotta do is say, shoot, baby. Shoot, shoot, baby. Shoot, 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 baby. My love tonight. Shoot, shoot, baby. All right, guys. So always me, why maybe. So I was just sitting around thinking about because I was watching The Young and the Restless, right? And it was a scene on there where Adam was talking to Sharon, and he said, "Listen, Nick still has feelings for you, girl, and y'all will always have this type of connection." And she was like, "No, no, no, we're not having it." But and then I went to looking through, just how you can go down a rabbit hole with YouTube and just searching, right? And I saw all of these different spoilers where they're like, Sharon's gonna get back with Nick. Every few days, someone's saying she'll get back with Nick, but it's been going on for months now. Now, I don't know if she's gonna get back with him or not. I know a lot of people like them together. So it reminded me of, always be with this person we always associate them with the a certain character. So two characters, no matter if they're together or apart, we're always like, yeah, but they should get back together. Yeah, but maybe they'll get back together now. Then maybe they'll put them back together. They'll dump this person, and they'll get back to that. So that's what this podcast is about. Always Be My Baby. Now, Eric and Nicole for Days of Our Lives, this is a classic couple for me where it's just no matter what is going on in their lives, they will always find their way back to each other. Now, they hurt other people on this journey, and I wish they would just keep them together. Like, just stop letting them jump into these other relationships, and they're serious relationships, because right now, Eric and Nicole are not together. She is pregnant by, she believes EJ, it's actually Eric's baby, but she believes it's EJ, so he proposed to her and so she accepted. Eric has another girlfriend, and he actually proposed to her because she's pregnant by him. So, but what he doesn't know is that, and Nicole doesn't know, is that Nicole is actually carrying Eric's baby. It was something that happened with some biscuits. They were drugged up on biscuits. They had a one night stand, and when they went for the test results, Eric's girlfriend mixed them all up because she didn't want to lose Eric, because everybody knows at the end of the day that Eric and Nicole will make any excuse to get back in, to run back into each other's arms, right? And so because of that, his girlfriend is just like, I can't lose him. I want to be, you know, I'm pregnant. I don't want to be pregnant and he's off with Nicole, because if he finds out she's having his baby, she will she'll get him. He'll leave her. He'll leave me for her. So Eric and Nicole have been doing this for years now. Like, I think they just celebrated an anniversary of how long this is his has been going on, the two of them. And so you would think at this point, because they seem like they would be a legacy couple, but sometimes they like to do this where their relationship goes on for decades, and then when the couple is no longer the it couple, you know what I mean? Then they'll settle them down and oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Now they don't have the main focus storylines, is what I'm trying to say. They don't have the main focus. The younger generation has come up and they're, making storyline. They still Days is really great about giving their veteran actors storylines, but they don't have the main storylines. They like to settle them down into a nice relationship, right? And I feel like that's what will eventually end up happening with Nicole and Eric. We might see a few more years of them going back and forth until ultimately they will settle them down and they will always be each other's baby. But as of right now, it's a whole mess. It is a whole mess with them and everything that's going on. All right, y'all, let's move on because I'm not going to hold you guys long on this podcast at all because it's just a midweek podcast. All right, so then we move on to Sarah and Xander, another Days of Our Lives couple who not together as long as Eric and Nicole, but still like people root for this couple. A lot of people want them together. So what's going on with them? Xander is he does Sarah is a good woman and she wants a man that walks the straight and narrow. She doesn't want someone that will bend the rules, that will break the law, of that kind of thing in that nature. But she is in love with Xander and that's exactly who he is. The problem with that is she's in love with him. She accepts him for who he is, but when he does something like maybe kidnap someone, holds them hostage. When he does things of that nature, she's like, "No, I can't be with you. Oh my gosh, no, it's not right." And it's like, "Girl, you acting like you didn't know who this man was before you got with him and married him and everything." And that's exactly what happened the last time. She forgave him for a lot of things that he did, but it was just like the marriage. They got married after she came back because there was a lot of stuff going on. So after she finally came back, they got married, and you were like, okay, they're gonna have their happily ever after. But of course, we know it's the soaps. So then, she started finding out all this information about him, like, oh, you slept with Nicole, and Sammy put you up to it, and all of this. And so she broke up with him, didn't know if she could stay with him, but her mother and everyone told her, oh no, go ahead and be with him. But the entire marriage, she didn't trust him. There was no trust. She didn't just faithfully just believe, okay, I believe you, I trust you, I'm gonna blindly follow you. She had her doubts about him along the way. So Xander needed money, and so because of this, he agreed to kidnap a woman, and it spiraled horribly out of control. But Sarah ends up finding out about this, and she finds out that he actually had help from his ex girlfriend who has tormented Sarah over the years. So when she finds this out, she's like, okay, it's the last straw. I don't want to be with you anymore. I'm tired of accepting this type of behavior from you. I want a good man. I don't want you. And so she ends the marriage and she runs off to Chicago. Well, before she leaves for Chicago, one of the main factors in her leaving is because she finds out that she's actually pregnant by Xander. But because he is the way he is, she's like, oh my gosh, no, I cannot have a child with this man. That would be horrible. I cannot do this. I cannot have a child with this man. I have got to let him go to Chicago, start my life over, and not tell anyone I'm pregnant. Now, I don't know how she thought she was going to get away with this because, they have family in Chicago or whatever. I don't know what she was thinking. But that's exactly what she does. She divorces Xander and she leaves. Now, in the meantime, Xander has met. Well, he knows her, but he and Chloe have fallen in love with each other. And now it's only been 3 months, child. They're really in lust. But he's found out that Sarah is dating Rex, and she's just using Rex. Really, she's not. She's just using Rex as a cover up because she doesn't need anybody to know that she's pregnant by Xander. So she's using Rex, but he finds that out, and so now he's proposing to Chloe, talking about, "I love you, girl," and I'm not doing this because of Sarah or Gwen. Gwen was the other woman. I'm not doing it because of them. It's because I want you and I love you. Because he finds out again that Sarah is with Rex, and so Chloe's like, I don't know. I have to decide. So Sarah is keeping this secret, right? About the baby, but her mother ends up finding out, and she tells her like, and other people find out as well, but they tell her we're gonna keep the secret, and so does her mother. She's just like, I'm gonna keep this secret for you, but I think you should really tell him because, and we're just waiting because we know these two are gonna get back together. It's just a matter of time. Whenever he finds out that she's pregnant, he's going to want to be a part of the child's life because that's one of his main reasons that he wants to be with Chloe again. Excuse me, with Chloe is because he wants children. He just told her, I want children. I want a family. I want to be a husband. I want the traditional family. And so that's one of the motivating or driving factors in him proposing to Chloe. And so if he found out that Sarah was pregnant with his child, he would of course want her back and want to be the father and would try to pursue her to be his wife again. But this is gonna be a mess before it gets straightened out because Chloe might just say yes and go ahead and accept his proposal. And if she does that, she's gonna be hurt again. Chloe, she keeps getting hurt by me and child, but she's gonna be hurt again because it's inevitable that Xander and Sarah will eventually become back together. As soon as we found out she was pregnant, we were like, oh, they're gonna find their way back. But I don't know. You guys tell me what you think, and let's move on. So another couple that oh my gosh, y'all. Okay, I don't know if this is really always be my baby, but Liam really loves Steffi. He goes back and forth between Steffi and Hope. Now Steffi is a happily married woman. Well, she was. She was a happily married woman. Her husband, he loves her, only her. He's a good man. He's a good man, Savannah. But he's a he's a good man. He's a doctor. They live a beautiful life. But his mom is Sheila Carter, which is, she's Sheila Carter. If you watch Bold and the Beautiful, then you know Sheila is terror to Steffi and her family. She's terrorized them over the years. Now, Liam and Steffi have been together. They've not been together. They have a child together. I was about to say two, but no, they just have one. They have a child together. She's an older child and everything. They have a child together. Steffi has another child by her husband Finn. And Liam was happily married. He left, he kept leaving Steffi for Hope. He kept bouncing back and forth between Hope, Steffi. And so he got with Hope. Steffi moved on to Finn and everything was fine. But then Hope kissed another man and Liam automatically went to divorce. I don't want you. I can't believe you did that. Of all the men you had, I said, baby, it was a kiss. I get who she kissed and you don't like it, but she's forgiven him for numerous times that he's messed around on her with Steffi and he couldn't give her any type of grace, right? So he tells her, no, I don't care if it was just a kiss. You did it and I don't want to be with you now because of that. So let's move on. And so but what we find out the day he sees that Hope kissed Thomas, the other guy, he runs to Steffi and she's just comforting him. And what does he do? He kisses her and she pushes him off. The next time he runs to her house and he tells her, oh my gosh, I think it's just over with Hope. And he kisses her again and she pushes him off and she says, listen, I've made it very clear that I am a married woman and I'm happily married. Like, don't come over here trying to mess up my marriage. And he's like, okay, no, I won't. I won't. But then he finds some information on her husband about his mother. Her husband is conflicted, even though his mother is no good. He's conflicted about his feelings for her. And he runs and he tells Steffi this, that he finds this information. And of course, Steffi is upset with her husband because, she was like, how could you want any type of relationship. And then it didn't help that Finn was watching Liam and Steffi's daughter Kelly, and she almost drowned, and his mother had to save her, and it's just a mess, child. It's a really it's just messy. And so Steffi ends up moving out from her husband and going to her grandfather's house, and of course. Liam, his brother Wyatt, convinced him, like, tell the truth. You really want to be back with Steffi? And he admits it, that yes, he would love to be back with Steffi. And this is one of the reasons why Hope, his wife, said, I might have kissed Thomas, but you're not forgiving me because you really want Steffi. And that's it. He says he loves Steffi. He's always loved Steffi. He questioned his choice about ever choosing Hope over Steffi. So I said, oh, so Steffi gonna always be your baby. And so that's pretty much what it is with them. It's just Liam is now actively going after Steffi. He's really trying to drive a wedge in her marriage. And on today's episode, I'm not recapping Bold and the Beautiful. I'm going to recap it at the end of the week. But on today's episode, Finn, the husband, found out, she knows what Liam is up to, because he's like, your marriage is messed up. Now all of a sudden you're interfering into mine. You're interjecting yourself into mine and putting all these thoughts in Steffi's head that she can't trust me. And I hear what Finn is saying, because honestly, Steffi, I know Sheila is like his mom and she's a terror, but for her to be, I just feel like for her to be like, oh, I can't, I don't know if I'm safe around Finn. I'm like, he literally took a bullet for you. Like, he literally took a bullet for you. If you can't, like, you can't give him any type of grace, none at all. I understand that she doesn't want to give Sheila grace. That is understandable. But you can't give any to Finn. But anyways, that's Liam and Stiffy, child. He is really trying to go after this married woman, and it looks like they're gonna let it happen. And I just cannot. I cannot, because Finn and Steffi were the one couple that we're like, okay, they're together, it's all good. And now they're blowing that to smithereens. And so I'm like, okay, child, let's see where this goes. I can't watch it day to day, because they really repeat the same thing. So I can't watch it day to day, but we'll see where that goes. So of course I told you about Nick and Sharon, and how this is why this is what made me think of Always Be My Baby, because I thought about Nick and Sharon. Excuse me. I thought about these two and how people want them together. They want this couple together. They feel like if anybody can make it through and find their way back to each other, it's these two. I'm kind of liking Sharon with Chance, and I'm liking the love triangle that they're about to have going with Summer. Nick is with Sally right now. I could, it's here or there. I mean, I'm indifferent to them as a couple. Um, because I think Sally is still in love with Adam and she's just using Nick to get over Adam. But I don't know if I want him with Sharon. There are legacy characters on the show, and excuse me, I do believe that in the end, these two will be together. The same thing with Nicole and Eric, where we see them together, then they break up, then they have relationships with other people, and they're happy and they're just best friends, and then they fall for each other again. I don't know if that will happen anytime soon, but I think a few years down the line, we'll see these two back together again, and they'll have their excuse me, romance the way Victor has Nikki. I think that's what will end up happening with these two. But I don't know if people really want to are interested in watching that still or not. Excuse me. As far as like seeing them go back and forth, if people want to see that, because I think a lot of times we just want you, if you're going to have them together, put them together, because there's only so many decades that you can watch a couple be together, break up, be together, break up. Like, you don't want to continue to see that. Like, child, if Bold and the Beautiful break up Ridge and Brooke again, I'm out. Like, I am out of that, because like, at what point do you just settle down and just be a couple? And that's how I feel about these two. I like them as friends, so even if they're not a couple, I like that they support each other as friends, but we'll see where it goes with that, child. So then we go over to General Hospital, and we have Sunny and Carly. Oh my gosh. Y'all, these two are so toxic to me. Everybody always wants these two together, but they are so toxic to me. I'm like, why do y'all want them together? They hurt each other when they're in a relationship. I remember Sonny on one episode he spoke to Nina in such a he violated, and she was like, "Whoa, I don't want to be in a relationship where we talk to each other like that." And he said, "Well, me and Carly used to do this." She said, "I'm not Carly. You don't get to talk to me like that." And I was like, and that's what we became used to with the whole Carly and Sonny, where they would do things, they would get mad at each other, go out, be with someone else, then they come back together, then they go out, be with I'm like, no, this is toxic to me. I don't want them together. I'd like them better as friends, but child, the way they've been acting recently, like when Sonny went over to Carly and dropped off that coffee, and then when they were on their way out, they were looking. I said, no, 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 no. Keep your looks to yourselves. But it might have just been a friendly look, but I don't know. Carly is dating Drew, but he's in prison right now. He's supposed to be gone for 3 years, but we never know what's gonna happen with that. Sonny is engaged to Nina to be married in February. I'm ready for that wedding, but that's gonna blow up because Nina's keeping all types of secrets, and she's one of the reasons that Carly is in trouble with the SEC. So when Sonny finds that out, he's probably going to end up leaving Nina anyways. And so that leaves the door open for these two child to get right back together. I don't know how I feel about it. Well, I do know how I feel. I don't want to see it. I wish they would just make them really good friends. Like I like them better as just being friends, and that's it, that's all. But cuz honestly, I know a lot of people love Sunny and Carly together. Y'all, I don't know why. My sinus is really acting up. I'm actually filming this late at night cuz Mila was asleep and I can do it in peace. But my sinus is acting up tonight. But I've been going outside and it's been high pollen in this Texas heat, job. But anyways, I actually felt like Carly and Jason were the actual couple that we just never got to see go there. That's who I felt like her soulmate truly was, because he accepted her flaws and all, and she did the same for him. And I always thought if they ever took this past just being like him being her brother, kind of, because there were times when it seemed like they were like, especially that last time, it seemed like they were going to be in a more romantic relationship and we were actually going to see the romance. But then Sonny came back and it's just a mess, child. But I always thought Jason was better suited for Carly because Sonny is too volatile and so is Carly, but Jason is more laid back and he calmed her down. Where I don't think Sonny always does that for her, and I don't think she always does that for Sonny, because and a lot of people say this isn't the couple they wanted Sonny with Brenda. Like they feel like that is the couple that they wanted together if she hadn't left the show and all that. But I don't know. Y'all tell me what you think about Sonny and Carly being back together. I've seen a lot of people, of course, say they want him back with her, and then I've seen few people like me who said no, that relationship is not a good one. It's toxic, and we don't want to see the merry-go-round of this because all they're gonna do is end up cheating on each other, then coming right back, then cheating on each other, then coming right back. And they got grown children now who take sides, who take sides with all of this, but they still care for each other. And I would rather just see them, have a friendship. You know what I mean? But I don't know. Y'all tell me what you think. And so that's all I have for y'all. Y'all get in the comments and tell me, if there's a couple that you feel like will always go back together. Like that is the couple, whether past or present, you love those two together. Even some of it might not even be like a current soap, like a soap of past, because for me it was always Erica and Jackson. I like those two as a couple. But anyways, that's all I have for you today, as far as the topic of this subject. Now I do want to highlight that on August the 9th, which is today, you're listening to this on August the 9th, there will be a One Life to Live tribute on Michael Fairman's YouTube channel. I think it's going to be 4 Eastern, 1 Pacific. He will be having stars from One Life to Live, past stars pay tribute to her, and so it should be a really nice occasion, and just a nice moment just to remember Andrea Evans and what she, for from One Life to Live. I know she did Passions and other soaps, but this he has the One Life to Live class, One Life to Live cast to pay tribute. And that's all I got for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed this Always Be My Baby episode of the podcast. I will see you on Saturday for an all new episode, 7 a.m. And then don't forget to check out my recaps on Lanickia's channel, Monday through Friday for One Life to Live, for General Hospital, Days of Our Lives, and the Bold and the Beautiful, and the Young and the Restless. Thank you guys so much for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day. We was one, babe, for a moment in time, and it seemed everlasting that you would always be mine. Now you wanna be free, so I let you fly. 'Cause I know in my heart, babe, our love will never die. No, you'll always be a part of me. I'm part of you indefinitely. Boy, don't you know you can't escape me? Ooh, darling, 'cause you'll always be my baby, and we'll linger on. Time can erase the feeling is strong, and I know you're never gonna shake me. Ooh, darling, 'cause you'll always be my baby. Hey, do-do, yeah, do-do, do-do-do-do-do. I ain't gonna cry, no, and I won't beg you to stay. If you're determined to leave, boy, I will not stand in your way. But inevitably, you'll be back again. 'Cause you know in your heart, babe, our love will never end. No, you'll always be a part of me. I'm part of you indefinitely. Boy, don't you know you can't escape me? Ooh, darling, 'cause you'll always be my baby, and we'll linger on. Time can erase the feeling is strong. No, you're never gonna shake me. Ooh, darling, 'cause you'll always be my baby. You'll be back, boy. When your days and your nights get a little bit colder, I know that you'll be right back, baby. Oh, baby, believe me, it's only a matter of time. You'll always be a part of me. I'm part of you indefinitely. Boy, don't you know you can't escape? Oh, because you'll always be my baby. It will linger on. Time can erase the feeling is strong. No, we're never gonna shake, baby. Because you'll